Today's video is brought to you by ProPlay Games. If you want to buy the latest singles or sets, look no further than ProPlayGames.com. And don't forget to keep up with our nationally renowned team by liking us on Facebook, following us on Instagram, and most importantly, subscribing to the ProPlay Games YouTube channel. Enjoy. ProPlay Games has been getting quite a bit of recognition recently, coming off from having two of our players, Travis Smith and Erik Christensen, attending the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship, and even having Erik make it all the way to the finals, something we haven't seen since 2013 when David Keener fell just short of winning the crown by losing to Dragon Rollers. We have also had another amazing performance this past weekend at YCS Toronto, having two of our players, Chris LeBlanc and Jose Osores, make the top 8, and another, Jake Finney, barely hit the bubble, coming in at 35th place. But did we mention the newest addition to our team? Bowden Temnick took the event by storm, leaving with a first place finish? Yeah, sounds like a pretty good weekend to me. But today, let's focus on last weekend and the amazing showing our team had at the World Championships. Today, I have Erik and Travis with me to walk us through how their tournament and travel experience was representing the USA and ProPlay Games at the most prestigious event in Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Let's get right into it. What's up, guys? It's Gage here with ProPlay Games, and I'm here with two of some of the best players on our team today, Erik Christensen and Travis Smith, coming back from their World Championship trip. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty good. I mean, he got the prize card, I didn't.
So I just got a couple questions the viewers want to know from you guys here. We're going to go down the list here. They just want to know about, like, pretty much the experience of being at the World Championship. So in one word, guys, how would you describe the overall experience at the World Championship?
Pretty fun.
I'd say it was interesting.
Interesting.
Meeting everyone.
Yeah, it's everything you thought you believed it to be.
So a lot of people have never been to the World Championship itself, and even fewer players have been able to represent on Konami's dollar and represent the USA. So Travis, could you go through what the itinerary for a player was? Walk me through the first day of arriving in Florida for the tournament.
Well, we live in Florida, so it's not really a cost for us. It wasn't we would love to be flown out, obviously, but they went out of their way and they picked us up in an SUV. So me and Erik, since we live close to each other, so we arrived at the hotel. Pretty standard, kind of like when you travel to any event. Just you don't have to pay out of pocket, so it's pretty neat. It's like winning a YCS.
What happened on day one though? They picked you up in the SUV, and then what happened?
We just got dropped off at the hotel, and Thursday, it was just more of a meet and greet.
Not even. Thursday was it was all the international travelers getting in. So we didn't. It was just like a free day. He went out to the mall with his family, and I went out with my girlfriend out to downtown Disney and stuff. So it was just like a do whatever you want kind of day. Friday was
yeah, kind of like a normal day for you guys because you guys live out there though. So
yeah, it's just a meet and greet. You meet your representative, which ours was Dan, and then you just get to know everyone.
So
you saw Tommy Rowe and Bowden and all that.
Yeah, we hanged out with Tommy. I ate with Tommy. Erik was busy with something else. I ate with Tommy and Namasu. We had dinner, and then I went to the pool and just had fun.
How were you guys feeling day one of the event? You show up and you're ready to play. Were you confident you had what you needed? Were you nervous to play against all these people around the world that had equal skill levels?
I'll take this one. So we go up and we're driving, and Travis is shuffling his BA deck the entire time. And he's like, "Oh my god, I want to get everything German, so I have a really nice deck when I play." And I'm there, and I'm like, "I'm playing Blue Eyes. I've been playing this for 3 weeks. That's what I'm gonna play." And Friday night comes, and we have to turn our deck list before dinner. And 2 hours before, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna play Blue Eyes. I've been playing it all day. I'm gonna."
No. Correction. Don't say 2. It's because look,
He's been playing it for a few weeks, but he was playing it all day to make the card. He got everything from everyone, and then he came up to the hotel room when I got back from Universal, and he's like, "I'm gonna play."
To be fair, I had the deck before him because he needed my Galaxy Soldiers. It created there was a big loophole, but thankfully somebody lent me the whole deck, card for literally. All I had to borrow was a Heliopolis, because I had to lend him my Heliopolis.
The only things that were different were he played Book of Eclipse instead of Matching Ground, and we couldn't find the second Gigantic Castle, so he played Alsa.
Because I lent him mine, so it didn't matter. I knew Gigantic Castle wasn't gonna change my day, so I don't care if he has it. It changed his, so whatever. At least it helped. I think if you're playing in our format right now, you need Gigantic Castle. There's just no doubt.
Now, other than that, did you guys play the same exact Blue Eyes list, card for card, like besides Gigantic Castle?
Main
Yeah.
deck, yeah. Main deck was
He made it. Yeah, he made it. I guess off some guy he said. I don't know. He played before.
Yeah, I lost to a guy at ARG who was playing Galaxy Soldier, and I'd never seen him before. And then I was like, "Wow, that's broken." And you make Infinity for free along with all your other stuff, so it's that card.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like it creates FTKs. Like you usually have like one. You usually have two windows of summoning. Like you have your alternative and you have your any reborn card. Usually, but with the when you go Sage and you have Galaxy, that's like a free 27 beater. And then you make your spirit with a reborn card, and it just gives you more windows of summoning.
Nah.
He was smart about it. I was skeptical, but he made a good choice.
Now, how difficult was it working under the special list they constructed with you? Did you feel limited at all, or did you pretty much not have to think twice about it?
There were decks that we thought at first were going to be there that weren't at all, like Demise decks. I really thought there were going to be a few of those. I was surprised that no one in our like section of it were playing it. The little kids were playing it. There were a few.
There was supposedly one guy playing it.
He must have been number 22 because I didn't.
Yeah, one of the
him.
Europeans, I think. Yeah, he must have been 22. No, I'm serious. I heard some guy was playing Demise Cliers. I mean, at the end of the day, we're never gonna know what it's a local, and if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's
the only thing
it's not.
that we both thought was going to be there was the pendulum stuff. There were a lot of them there.
It's kind of AIDS because we kind of went to the hardest world championship because last year's was defined. Like last year, you had to play Cly, but nobody played Cly because who knows how that happened? Like, just people were a little bit, I guess, slow when they like play heroes, and God knows what happened last Worlds. And then the Worlds before that, if you didn't play Infernity, you were brain damaged.
All of the previous Worlds, I felt like they were
Defined,
dominated by one. And this one, it slightly was like Blue Eyes was obviously the one that everyone was leaning towards, but there was still a lot that you could play that you didn't want to run into, like the Pendulums or BA.
But not even that. It was like it was a defined deck that you didn't want to play because it bricked. Like what happened to you? You get me? Like yeah, exactly. And then your opponent got lucky and he didn't draw bad. And
exactly.
I mean, I feel like if you're not playing Galaxy, you should be breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you guys try any of like the weird lists? Like we saw Madolche's at Worlds for some reason. Did you guys try any of those wonky decks to see if they'd work?
No, man, that's a waste.
Travis doesn't do that, but for the while I was considering playing one of the Minerva like hand loop decks, and
I told you about it. Yeah, I mean, I told you it wasn't bad.
It was just not as consistent as I wanted it. Like out of 10 games, I think 2 of them you could maybe take all 5 cards from your opponent, but that wasn't like enough. I felt it just had to be more. So I scrapped that and went to Blue Eyes immediately.
So you guys are playing your first matches and you guys take them. How did it feel after you won the first match? Did you feel like you were going to go all the way, or?
When I beat Bowden because he thought I was really sacky and would have the only dark hole in my whole life. It felt really good. Because game one, I had dark hole in my opening hand and he made his board and I just went dark hole, and you can't do anything at that Blue Eyes if you don't have like a response. So in game 2, even though he won game 2, I still at one time I ripped Dark Hole like right as he set up his board, and I Dark Holed him like off the top. I would draw face, standby phase, main phase, Dark Hole. And then game 3, he had a board of Spirit and a Blue Eyes, I think. And I had an anti-spell face up with a set card face down, which he thought was Dark Hole, but it was Cards of Consonance. And I had like 3 Blue Eyes in my hand. And I ripped the stone for turn, but during draw phase, he tagged out into Azure because he seriously didn't want to lose the Dark Hole again. Because he was at really low life. He was like at 400 or something. So he tagged out into Azure. I flipped Cards of Consonance and pitched the thing. And I was under anti-spell, so I couldn't draw any spells. So I drew 2 Sages off the Cards of Consonance. Normal Sage, Search Veiler, pitched it to summon a Blue Eyes. Alternative made the 4K guy and attacked into his Blue Eyes to kill him that turn. And he was like, "That's ridiculous." So I knew after that I was like, "All right, I'm pretty good." And I played Travis round 2 and I lost. I'm like, "Okay, I got to work a little harder." So.
So Travis, how did you feel after you won your round 1?
I was surprised because I played against my. We became quick friends. Lorenzo, he's a European guy. He's pretty cool. But we kind of he was my test buddy since Erik was too busy at Universal.
Hmm.
And then so the only test buddy I has, it couldn't be at Masu because Masu was stuck on Monarchs, and I don't really think he cares about decks other than Monarchs at that moment. So Lorenzo was testing with me, like theorizing, and I knew he was playing Pendulums. I knew his deck card for card. He knew my deck card for card. It just came down to who wins at Arrow, basically, because if I make first turn Spirit, he's playing Pendulums. I felt comfortable, like, even though he can go first, Blue Eyes just, like, that's why I picked Blue Eyes, because, like, the best deck is always the deck that, surely any deck going first can win. That's like, common Yu-Gi-Oh! But the deck that can win going second, like most of the time, is the best deck, and that's why, and so I lost to Arrow. He went first. He opened up, like, the Abductor Terraforming hand, so I opened up 4 stones, so that's when my heart drops. I'm like, wow, the first, I'm going to just concede my first game. I can't, I think that's unfair, you just lose your first game of Worlds without even having a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Then game 2, I opened up Titanic, Infinity, Anti-Spell, so I'm like, oh, this deck's, that's when I feel like things are starting to roll. And then he opens up Nutty, he opens up Abductor Terraforming again, so I'm like, this is going to be, it's going to be hard. So he sets 2. I end up twin twistering him, and the deck just can't function after that, Like, if you're able to go alternative, pop a monster, summon your Ancients, Stone of Ancients, make a Spirit, and then you end phase banish one of their scales, you should win. You should win after that. And if you have an anti-spell, it makes things easier. So, like, we came into the event, too, with anti-spells just to make that matchup free. Since, like by mechanics, Blue Eyes just banishes scales, and then you just set the anti-spell.
Yeah.
And there's just no better card than anti-spell. Like, I think it's, like, ban-worthy. But, yeah, that's how my round 1 went. So when I won that first match, I was pretty excited. Then I was like, I don't want to have to play someone else I know, so I play Erik, so the stress, builds up. And then, from there on, you get rolling. Then I played a Japanese guy. He was respectful. He was cool. He was pretty good. That's when I got a feel for, like... You're a troll. Yeah, I bow down to him because, just out of respect. Who knows, dude? You're like, my theory is when you play against a Japanese guy at Worlds, you're playing against the house. Like, that's like Konami is Japanese. It's a Japanese company. Like, you're playing against the house.
I agree with that, though.
Yeah, like you kind of feel like you're in their territory. The language barrier works more in their favor than yours. You learn that. You accept it. It's not. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, it didn't come up for me. Like, there was no there was no language the discrepancy. There almost was I tried to make an Azure with an alternative, and the guy immediately pointed like, no, you can't do that. And I made Beginning Castle instead, and I won. So that was the only language barrier that popped up, and that's not even that big.
Yes, I mean, at the end of the day, like, Yu-Gi-Oh's a basic game. You don't really need, like, you just have to use, like, hand movements sometimes, and everything's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good part.
Travis, how did it feel like when you lost in the top 8?
I lost all hope. Like, game 1, I win an unwinnable game. Like, he punted it. Like, he opened up. He made me go first. I pass. He opens up his hand. The first thing he does is Pantheism, so my heart drops,
Mm-hmm.
I end up, like, God knows how. I don't remember winning that game. Like, he punted, like, 2 or 3 turns. Mm-hmm. And that led to me drawing Soul Charge. I was going to win without the Soul Charge. I wasted his whole engine. He had nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
And then game 2, he Erebus's the Soul Charge out of my hand. And I know his side deck, so I know he sides E-Virus. So I have to keep my Soul Charge, so when he E-Viruses me, I'm able to come back. And I have a Book of Eclipse, so I can't get Vanity's Fiend. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I had everything planned out. I'm like, I didn't get Max Seed. I'm in the clear. But then he activates Pantheism again, so my heart dropped. Like, I'm like, here we go, same thing. And then game 3 was just...
You did everything right, like holding the Soul Charge.
But no one understand. Yeah, no one... I missed the stone. I got tilted. Yeah, I just didn't think it was going to draw Pantheism again. Like...
Yeah.
It just gets frustrating, when someone draws, like, the only good card in their deck twice, and you just accept it, whatever. I accepted it, but I got tilted, and then game 3, he just Max-C'd me, and I was done.
I mean, you played the best you can. Not much you can do with that.
No, I mean, it could have done better, It's just, like, who still knows if I would have won that game with the stone, because he had an Aether in hand. So all I really would get out of the way is just, he would give me one more draw off the Kuras, and who knows what I would draw. I mean, if I draw Soul Charge or Return of the Dragon Lords, maybe,
Yeah.
Just once he got Erebus rolling, and not much you can really do. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, whatever. At least Erik got second, and he did. With the deck was good.
Mm-hmm. Erik, how did it feel to make it all the way to the finals? Like when you were sitting in that finals chair, staring down your finals opponent, how did that feel?
I felt like that was like basically like when I played my first YCS in the finals or whatever. The guy wrote it up like saying it's a fairy tale because I played Matt Kalenda and he went to Worlds last year, and this was my first YCS, so it was just like two people from opposite ends of the spectrum. And
yeah, it's like whenever
I thought it was funny just how like it lined up that I would be playing last year's champion like in the finals to be world champion like this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just interesting that it all lined up like that perfectly. And I thought my math was on. I thought I was supposed to play Travis. Like he was in the opposite bracket than me, and I would have had to play.
No, we weren't in the we weren't.
Yeah, I know. I thought we were. At first.
Oh, we thought. Yeah, I mean, I knew like once. Yeah, I figured out quick though. But the point was like I just felt like if I got to the finals, like I just had a feeling. You just had the feeling like you would win. But everyone has that feeling, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a lot of fun though. I didn't feel bad. It's not like I misplayed or anything. So.
Yeah.
So how does it feel owning a prize card of your very own, though?
I mean, I've had a few, so it's nice now.
Well, a World's prize card, okay.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's not like Minerva where I have to sell it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So we're holding on to it for a while, trying to get the highest I can get for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice. It's also not like Minerva, you can't use it. So it's what I'm upset by, but that's okay. It's not a big deal.
Now, this is the question everyone's dying to know, though. Is your trophy okay?
Yeah, they're gonna fix it and they're gonna send it back to me with my name engraved in it.
Oh, so, there you go.
Supposedly they said we're gonna stick the thing back on top, but I don't know for sure.
Now, just a question for the future. What can we expect from the future of the game for you guys? Like, what are you guys gonna be doing?
I want to go to UDS. I want to win UDS. I think it's like the most plus thing besides Worlds you can do.
I'm gonna try to go to Minneapolis, I hope, but I don't know for sure. And I mean, I have my flight for next national, so I mean, I have that at least. But I'm in my last year of college too, so I might try and slow it down.
I can't.
So.
Yeah, I can't go. It's gonna be. I'm in school too, so Fridays are difficult. You have to leave like at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It's. I got lucky.
Hate that.
My schooling ends on Thursdays, so
This sucks because we live in South Florida, so things get difficult for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hectic.
But yeah, I want to go to UDS. I think UDS is gonna be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably the event I'd want to go to too, but I just don't have a lot of money for it either, and time and all that. So, but yeah,
we'll end up going. We'll end up going.
We both don't really get to travel that much.
Yeah, I've only been to like 10. We both like won our first YTS, so like we don't care about like.
Yeah.
In that sense, like when you have luck in so little events, you don't have the need to travel.
Mm-hmm.
But we understand like the rest of the community, like you want to keep traveling to get to that point.
Yeah.
But I don't really have the need to travel right now. I mean, it's kind of neg to go all the way. We live in Florida, so you go all the way to Chicago or Detroit or all these places to play, and if you don't do well, you don't make your money's worth,
Yeah.
But it's still fun to go and represent, PPG.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. The World Championships and YCS Toronto are two of the many events Pro Play Games plans to come out on top. Expect to see a lot more from Erik and Travis, as well as the rest of the Pro Play Games team moving forward into the next season. A new ban list and a new YCS prize card is to be won. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you to Pro Play Games for sponsoring this video today. If you guys go to the shop at proplaygames.com and use the promo code NIMNIM, you can actually get 10% off your order today there. That's pretty freaking awesome. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.